Hey folks, we're heading up to St. Germain and we're going to multi-species fish.
Hey, John from
This is phenomenal. Massive Slavosaurus Big Butt Muscalungo. Hey guys, I got an 11 pounder. Look at that thing, man. Oh no. Look at the tummy on that thing too, buddy.
That's a toad.
Yes, folks, May is a great month to visit St. Germain up in Vilas County. And Rob, I think one of the greatest things coming up here this time of year is the versatility. You can do, and we're going to do, a multi-species deal, right?
Yeah, we've had some really cold weather the last 2 days. Got a beautiful day today. I'm going to expect to find a lot of fish that are going to probably react to this warm up and move a little bit shallow. We're going to fish some smallmouth, we'll fish walleyes, we'll fish crappies, but we'll start off with smallmouth first and see where it takes us.
And we got our buddy Kenny Jackson. Welcome aboard there, Kenny. Kenny, I've known all my life. You know, he owns Jackson's Lakeside Cottages up here. We'll catch some fish, right?
We will, otherwise we won't have a show.
Well, that's true too. Hey folks, the show we're using and how we're using it, all of that coming up right after this.
The outboards that are changing everything. Get all the thrilling performance of an Evinrude E-Tech G2. Now from 150 to 300 horsepower.
Bass fishing's fun, but half of these tournaments is like a boat race, trying to beat everybody down the lake. And with that Evinrude E-Tech G2, it's like driving a Corvette. That thing is passing everybody.
And now, for a limited time, Evinrude's Run Fearless sales event includes 8 years of coverage on all E-Tech engines and accessories.
This is a whole other level. The G2 is awesome.
For details, visit evinrude.com.
Pete, I'll tell you what, a lot of my buddies have switched to Evinrude this year, including you. What do you think, man?
Boy, so far so good, John. I mean, the power is unbelievable and better gas mileage besides the power and the lower emissions, so there's a lot going on. And they're very, very confident in these motors. They have some awesome deals.
Well, they're so confident right now that we're offering an 8-year coverage, extended coverage on our Evinrudes. And folks, if you act before June 30th, you can get that 8 years of coverage. And the cool thing is, Pete, I know you sell your boat every year or two, so the guy that buys your boat, he'll have the what's ever left over, the extended coverage.
It is transferable, so literally if that boat sold every year, that coverage is still there for the next owner.
You have a choice, turf or surf. It's fishing season. Welcome to the outdoors. We're baiting, casting, drifting, and limiting out. The outdoors never felt so good. Catch, release, and keepers. The outdoors never tasted so good. It's fishing season. We are outdoors. Mills Fleet Farm.
Hey folks, Yamaha and Mills Fleet Farm have teamed up to give away a brand new Kodiak 700. The Kodiak 700 is an awesome machine with an unbeatable mix of performance, workability, and real-world value, starting at only $69.99. Folks, there's 3 ways to enter. You can enter at any Mills Fleet Farm, you can enter online at GillespieFishing.com, or you can text to enter at 797979. You can win the Kodiak 700 with its class-leading power and durability, and by the way, it's assembled right here in the USA. Hey, welcome back, folks. Starting out for smallmouth. Folks, we've actually caught 5 fish already before we turn the camera on. Not a bad fish, and there goes Robbo, not a bad fish.
Little guys, but hey, a double's a double, right?
Hey, turn around, Kenny. Show the folks. Now, this is one fish that is so underfished up here, and to me is so cool. I mean, there's a lot of good bass lakes, aren't there?
A lot of good bass lakes, yeah. These, we're just getting going here, John. These are little males, but there's a lot of lakes in the area that are actually managed for trophy smallmouth.
Here we go, Robbo.
What do you got? That's a nice walleye.
Ooh, nice walleye to start the day. Look at that jobbo there, guys. And this is the fun thing. This time of the year, folks, you're going to get so many fish that are using the shallow water like that. And that right there is just a really nice walleye. And starting out with the jerkos, the Kalin's jerkos, and just kind of ripping that in anywhere from about 8 to 15 feet of water. Boy, folks, we got ourselves
another
walleye.
walleye.
Another nice walleye. There we go. Rob, you know what? You and I started doing this plastics thing a few years ago. And you know, there are days, folks, when jigs and minnows are the only way to catch fish. But casting plastics along a shoreline this time of year is so fun. And look at how fat that guy is.
That's actually a young female that hasn't spawned.
Really? Yeah, that's like a 13, 14-inch female there with a big rusty gut on it.
There's one, John.
Hey, way to go there, buddy. You
Little
know,
better.
This is so much fun, folks, fishing shorelines and just not knowing what you're going to catch. That's a pretty nice bass right there. Walk up to the camera, Rob. Yeah, that's a pretty fish. And how long does the good smallmouth fishing last? Up and through June, too?
Oh yeah, definitely, John. I mean, we're just starting to see them move shallow, and I think the only reason that they are moving shallow is that it's about 40 degrees warmer than it has been in the last 24 hours here.
Folks, what we're doing is using a variety of plastics. I'm using, as I mentioned before, the Kalin's Jerko. Now, this time of the year in May, you look for weeds, I guess, would be the primary thing. But these type of shorelines that we're fishing right now, Rob, is rock and wood. That obviously can hold a lot of fish too, right?
And we had somewhat of an early ice out, but we didn't have a lot of sun, and you know, in all, the weed growth is very, very behind schedule right now, and what we need are more days like what we're having right now, and that'll accelerate the weed growth. But without good weeds, the fish got to go someplace, and this is why we're fishing what we're doing. You got a better one finally, John.
Was that your next cast?
Yeah, maybe two.
Ooh, yeah, that's a nice fish.
Yeah, he's not as big as I thought. I see he's got the bait hooked funny in his face.
Yeah, but folks want to come up here and do this, man. It's just such a neat deal. Nice flip and nice fish, Rob. You know what? You're doing a lot better on the bigger fish with that hard bait, aren't you?
Well, and maybe I'm in the front of the boat too. You know, that could have a little bit to do with it, but you know, that's just a nice, well-built fish right there.
Really nice. Wow, this is amazing how stacked up they are.
Yeah, you know, we've been finding pods, you know.
Yeah, that really is interesting and worth talking about.
Boy, you know, the funny thing is here, look at this one. I mean, he had it just completely sideways in his mouth. I mean, you know, John, if you were here the last couple days, the way the weather was and how the bite was, I mean, these fish are just eating.
Moved out to a deeper bar, Rob. We kind of left the shoreline.
Yeah.
He's got one on here that looks pretty decent.
Yeah, we better get the...
Where's that Frable at? Here, I'll grab it. You grab it, Rob. Oh, that's a beautiful walleye. There we go. Nice job. Again, you know, moving out to the center structure here, Rob. You know, we just got out to a rock bar, right?
Yeah, we're just out working the edge of the bar here, doing the same thing. You know, I mean, we'll probably pick up some bass here also, but, you know, again, just throwing plastics and cranks, and that thing ate it.
Boy, he sure did. Hold him out, just hold him steady once. There you go. Yeah, that's a beautiful eater right there. That's going in the frying pan, right?
Oh yeah. Hey, John.
Well, getting towards that magic time of night now where walleye fishing actually working for him. Here he is. Ooh, that's a dandy, Rob. That is a beautiful walleye. And what was that on?
On a Jerko.
And how are you working that?
I'm popping it pretty fast.
Are
you know,
you?
giving it. I actually got a heavier head on than you got. You know, I'm running a 3/8, and I think you got a 1/4.
I have an 1/8 on, actually.
Or 1/8. So I'm ripping it real fast to get it to drop real quick.
Okay, I got one on now here, Robbie. Let's see here, buddy. Ooh, boy, it's fighting good. There's another beautiful walleye. Wow. Folks, I'll tell you what. You know, fishing live bait can't be beat. When you can get walleyes on plastic, it is awfully exciting. And, you know, it's interesting, Rob, too. Rob, when you see your line jump like that, is that not exciting?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the shallow water, you can see that thing hop 6 inches.
I don't know what this is, Rob. It feels pretty heavy, man. It felt like a tick, you know, like a pike hit it. We'll see here. Rod's bending pretty good. Ooh, there we go. You know, that was funny, folks. That hit, that Rob, that felt like a pike tick, you know, when you're using a minnow. And that right there is a really pretty walleye, man. There we go. Take a look at that, folks. Beautiful northern Wisconsin walleye. And look at where that Jerko is, man.
Yeah, they're hungry.
These fish are hungry. But you know, that's one thing we should talk about. When you come off a 2-day cold front like that and you finally get a nicer day like this, the fish usually have the feed bag on like this?
Saturday into Sunday, it got really cold. and you know, it really turned them off. And you know, today is a whole different day, and obviously we saw it all day with the bass, and now with walleyes that are just, I mean, they're just gobbling it.
They are. It's amazing. I'll tell you what, man, I'm just having a blast here, you know? Let's see what we got
you got
here.
yet, John?
I think this is another beautiful walleye. Look at
Acting
this.
like it.
Whoa, that is a beauty. And people that say walleyes don't fight, they're crazy, man. That is a gorgeous fish. Folks, I'll tell you what, northern Wisconsin, man, in May is a great place to be, you know. Start out with the smallmouth today, and Kenny's gonna hold that baby up for me so the folks at home can take a look and turn around. I mean, that right there, Rob, is that unusually big?
Well, John, you know, we got some real good genetics in some of these lakes. I mean, that's actually a slot fish. I mean, if you were keeping any fish, that would have to go back. 20 to 24 has to go back. But that's just, you know, a nice spawned out female right there that has been eating good already.
I can't believe how aggressive the hits are, Rob. I mean, they're smoking it.
Yeah, like I said, they've kind of had lockjaw for about the last 36 hours, and now you get the right weather and the changing weather and a little better favorable wind, and stuff happens.
Yeah, that was a beauty. We were fishing the lakes of Vilas County, a 4-hour drive from Milwaukee, 5 hours from Chicago, and 3.5 hours from Minneapolis.
Glenn Groom here from AMSOIL, and we're talking about trailer maintenance today. Now, if you take a look at your trailer, it's always out in the adverse conditions, especially if you're out ice fishing or you're towing your UTV or you're towing any of your equipment on the roads in the wintertime. Sometimes the salt can get to them, and even though some of these parts are galvanized, they can still rust once that galvanizing wears away. So what you want to do is you want to treat it with AMSOIL's heavy-duty metal protector. What it does is it goes on and it coats the material, and then it dries and it sticks, and it keeps those parts from rusting. So when you go to hook up your trailer, you're not dealing with rust, it's not stuck, and it's not a pain. For more information on our heavy-duty metal protector, check out amsoil.com.
The new Acme Rattlemaster has a built-in echo chamber with a brass rattle that calls fish in. The body's solid brass too and won't bend or dull, and reflects fish attracting light all over the water column. This 1-2 punch of sight and sound means you make less casts, because the fish come to you. Rip it or shake it for crappie, walleye, northern, salmon, or trout, and experience multi-species action with just one bait.
Folks, when I head out to fish, I always stock up on my favorite Baitmate fish attractants. Dale, I just put that Baitmate on, man. Baitmate offers a complete line of fish attractants and convenient spray bottles for every angler and every species of fish. They've got your bait covered. I also have the newest Baitmate delivery system in my boat, Baitmate Ultra Live Game Fish Dip. Simply flip open the lid and dip your bait for even application every time, and it's ideal for frequent casting. I just dipped that in the Baitmate, you know that? Improve your chances of catching fish with Baitmate fish attractants. It just makes sense. Folks, believe it or not, for over 50 years I've been coming to northern Wisconsin and trying to fish crappies in the month of May and early June. And that's what we're going to do today, Rob. One of my favorite days is to spend fishing the big crops. And you really like these Kalin crappie scrubs?
Yeah, they're probably have been my favorite go-to bait over the last 5-6 years.
Those little legs on there give it great action, and it's bobber fishing. And what we're doing is casting out with the bobber and just kind of twitching it and pull, twitch and pull.
Yeah, I mean, I always call it interactive crappie fishing because it's so much more fun than just throwing out a minnow on a bobber and waiting to see if you're going to get a bite. You know, you're actually working your bait, you know, you're retrieving, you know, a lot of times you'll feel the strike even. It's just a much more fun way to catch them.
Yeah, that is interesting. We found the spot, folks, and put the talon down, and what do you got? Oh, that's a nice one. That's a good eater right there too, Rob, right? Now,
Yeah.
what is your philosophy on what you keep and what you throw back?
I mean, realistically, anything that's, you know, much bigger than that, I really don't think is a, you know, and this is a male. I mean, those are the ones that you should keep, you know, maybe some smaller females, but realistically, my rule is anything over 11 goes back. I mean, they just get to be a little too big, and those are old fish, you know, and it's the future of the lake.
Oh, that is fun when that bobber goes down. I don't know if this is a crappie, Rob. No, this is not a crappie.
No, what do you got? Oh, a pike.
Oh, yeah. Whoa. I'm going to need the Frable. I can't flip this guy in.
Oh, I know.
There he goes again.
Except we don't have a net.
I was thinking that, oh, yeah, we do. You'll have to grab him. I got my collapsible Frable. I'll get that out in a minute. But that's a fatty, you know, well-built fish. Show the folks. On the crappie scrub. Yeah. I had to move up here in the front of the Recon with you there. Ooh,
there's a good
that's a dandy, buddy. Hey, folks, take a look at this. I mean, these are just beautiful crappies. That an eater, Rob, right there?
That's one I would let go, John.
Let go? Okay. And what we're you know, the limit is 25, folks, but Rob and I come out and we do this. We probably keep 5 or 6 apiece, and I don't like to freeze fish anymore. I like to cook them the same day I catch them. I'm trying to get this off, and you got another one on there, huh? Yeah, this is cool. And you know, Rob, we'll hold these up together. And let's see here.
You got me on size there.
On size, but it doesn't really matter. This is the deal. And folks, you know, this will actually, you can catch these crappies through the first part of June, huh?
Oh, you can catch them all year. It's just varying what you do and where they're located. I mean, they're just going to gradually go deeper. You know, they're moving up shallow right now because they're getting ready to spawn, which will be probably in the next 2.5 weeks or so.
We got 2 on at a time now. Oh, I got to keep mine away from yours. Oh, geez, look at this,
you got
folks.
Me again.
Here they come. Yeah. Ooh, mine's a dandy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, look at that, folks.
Easy.
Here you go. Let's hold these up together, Rob.
I don't want the embarrassment.
Oh, no. Yeah. But man, they do fight, you know, and I set the hook on that thing, and you had one on. I was trying to steer them away from you, you know. That is a pretty fish. There we go. Another double. And they're in a pretty big area, you know. They're not concentrated on just one little area. Here he is.
I got a mini.
You got a mini, and what is this one?
That's an eater right there.
That's an eater size?
Yeah.
Okay. And you know, it's interesting too, folks, over the years that Rob and I have been using these Kalin crappie scrubs. You love that shad color, right? That I'm using right there?
Anything that's got a little silver or gold in it that looks like a minnow.
Nice. Ooh, look at this guy, Rob.
There's
look
a
at
big
that crappie
hand
there, folks. That is, what do you think? Is that 11, Rob?
It's right about there, yeah.
Boy, is that a pretty crappie, folks. And they just really can't ignore that, what's it called? Kalin's crappie scrub. Those little legs just kind of flash in the water. And sometimes, folks, you don't need to hop that bobber. Sometimes it's just a drag in the paws.
You got one, John?
I got one in the back. Yeah, you got one. Oh, that's a dandy, yeah. Now, mine is the eater size, right?
Yep.
Mine is the eater size, and yours is a throwbacker size?
Yeah, I mean, that's right on the cusp of letting them go. You know, I mean, you know, it's the whole thing about crappies is, you know, the bigger they get, they have that big, you know, backstrap fillet, and I just like to fry fish fast.
Yeah.
And, you know, those smaller 9.5 to 10-inch fish.
Fry better.
Right, and quicker and more uniform. But, I mean, I think we got our dozen, and we'll just keep catching some big ones.
Oh, jeez. Folks, I'll tell you, anywhere you go, those are really just nice average fish. And take a look at where that scrub is. And you know, folks, I have always liked for crappies, well, we like that shad color scrub, but I always like a white or a pink jig head too. For some reason, that seems to always attract crappies or do well with crappies. Good average size. Oh, this is fun, folks. Just sitting with my legs up and, ooh, look at this guy. And really, oh, Rob, that's a nice one too, isn't it, buddy?
That's a good one.
Yeah, and again, folks, that it's just this plastic is just so much more convenient, as Rob talked about at the top of the program. You know, you catch the fish, you take the hook out, and you release them, and you're back in the water right away, and that means a lot when you got fish going like this too.
I'm just sitting down, John.
I know. Hey, I wanted to ask you though, folks want to come on the fish. Do you still guide crappies?
Oh yeah, mix it up with, not all day, but mix it up with, walleyes or smallmouth. Yeah, sure.
I got one too. Yeah. Doubles all the time. Doubles all the time. It's another good sized crappie. And folks, it's time now to announce this week's winners of the Mills Fleet Farm John Gillespie's Waters and Woods 2017 Fishing Contest. Matthew Mashalewski of Caledonia caught this 31-inch brown trout on Lake Michigan on a spawn sack. Sean Sesvold of Heartland caught this 46-pound flathead on Buffalo Lake. He was using a square bill. Andy Williamson of Lake Andes, South Dakota, caught this 22-inch largemouth on Hull Lake. He was using a Josh Big Daddy. Kirsten Still of Northfield, Minnesota, caught this 16-inch crappie on French Lake on a crappie minnow. And this week's kids winners are Isabel and Colton Niehoff of Columbus, caught this 34-inch northern on Lazy Lake on a minnow. And Gavin Stadler of Mayville caught this 8-inch bluegill on Lake Emily on a waxworm. Our adult winners will receive a $25 Mills Fleet Farm gift card. Our kids winners a Plano tackle box. To enter is simple. Just stop in at your favorite Mills Fleet Farm store to pick up an entry blank or go to fleetfarm.com to download an entry blank. Remember, folks, Mills Fleet Farm has everything you need for fishing, including your fishing license. Mills Fleet Farm, your fishing gear headquarters.
Let us make this absolutely clear. The days of wasted casts and missed opportunities are over. New Mega Imaging takes fishing into the megahertz range for the first time, because higher frequency sonar means higher frequency of this. Without a doubt, it's the most detailed picture of the world below ever. And it's only from Humminbird.
Ray, what a great time by a Humminbird right now, right?
Yeah, it's a great time. And for anyone out there that buys a new Helix G2N unit with side imaging by the end of May, you get a free Bluetooth remote control.
Where can they get more info?
Humminbird.com.
Hey folks, this Stingray cutting tool is the most convenient and sharpest tool I've ever had in the boat. 30-pound braid, look at that, man, like butter. And you can also trim with this two-piece?
Yeah, you can trim tight to jigs, lures, and just, it'll actually take the knot off. And again, it'll be, your mono, your floral, whatever it is. And on up to my 130-pound test muskie line, it's gonna slice it like butter.
And we never have to say, hey Ryan, get the knife.
Yeah, get the knife, Ryan.
Folks, literally, this as fast as you're seeing this on TV, as fast as the fishing is. One thing I wanted to ask you too, Rob, is you and I have preferred these stick bobbers all the time. Is there what I like is you can see them, but what do you like about them?
Well, really, in this type of fishing, John, with the way you want to work that jig, you get a much better action because of how that bobber pops down like that, right. And you can't really mimic that with a round bobber.
I had to move the back of my Recon here, folks, and just sit and relax here and catch it. There you go. Rob, this would be considered the prime eater size right here, right?
Yep, exactly.
And folks, this just takes me back to my childhood, watching a bobber go down. There's nothing better. You should mention to the folks too, Rob, as you're bringing another one in, when they stop biting in an area, all you do is, oh, that's a nice one. When they stop biting in a little area, you just bring up the talon and start the bow mount and maybe move 30 feet, huh?
Right, yeah, we had a pretty good sized muskie cruise through there in Porpoise, John, and that'll definitely move them. So yeah, we had to move maybe 50 feet, and you caught one right there that we didn't film and got this one. Boy, he was hungry.
Boy, they are wolfing that down, aren't they? Yeah. That is amazing how hard they're hitting. Folks, there is nothing better on a nice spring day than Johnsonville's, right, Rob?
I agree.
Yeah, and here I got a treat for you today. This is a limited edition. This is a Johnsonville Firecracker brat. Wow. Now, of course, you got the great premium cuts of pork in the regular Johnsonvilles, and we've added a little bit of spice to give it just a little bit of a kick. And I like to cook them real slow on the grill on medium heat. And you notice how careful I am not to break the skins, because I don't want to lose those Johnsonville juices. Again, this is a limited edition brat. It's called Firecracker.
They are flavorful.
Isn't that good?
Mm-hmm.
Just got enough spice in there to give it a little bit of kick, right?
Oh yeah, very good.
Yep, Johnsonville Firecracker Brats, limited edition. Look for them at your grocers now. There. Look at this one, Rob.
That's a good
Rob,
one.
Take a look at that, man.
Yeah, that's a dandy.
I mean,
that is a real dandy.
They're just beautiful, gorgeous fish. And look at that. What do you think? That's 11 and a half, right?
Yeah, you're right there.
Yeah. And man, I'll tell you, when that bobber goes on and you set the hook, and I'm actually using an Elite Tech walleye rod, and I still get a good fight out of these fish. There we go, Robbos. And that's kind of a small one. But one thing I want to talk about, folks, and you know, this is a multi-species show, and I use Smackdown as my main line, but when I don't have to put lighter line on the main line, what I do is just change my leader material. And this is Seaguar, actually 4-pound test. And then when I switch back to walleyes, all I have to do is change the leader material and I go back to 8 or 10 pound. But this 3-pound fluorocarbon, a 4-pound fluorocarbon, Rob, that is almost an invisible line, isn't it?
Either using that Abrazex or just the old standard original Seaguar Blue. You know, they are the inventor of fluorocarbon, and any of their products are great. You know, it's invisible to fish, and the Abrazex is great for, you know, bass and walleyes and pike. And we got one more there for your little fish fry there, John.
Rob Manthei guides all of Vilas County on a daily basis. For more info, give Rob a call. That phone number is 715-477-2042. 477-2042. If you fish, chances are you've used a mustad hook. That's all we use. Mark, get him in there. Army tank there, Dale. Oh, there is a big boy.
I mean, I just can't believe this, folks.
Oh, let's see him, buddy. Look at that. That 10 seconds, though, makes a big difference, buddy. Well, that one is a gorgeous fish. Is that pushing 3?
It's 3. We're going to weigh it.
Mustad, the world's largest manufacturer of fishing hooks. Get the point? We did.
Tired of bugs wrecking your outdoor fun? Get a quick set screen tent from Clam Outdoors for shade and bug-free enjoyment. The 45-second setup needs no poles to insert. It's fully assembled right out of the box. Unfold and pop up this durable shelter with high ceilings and room for a picnic table. Available in 5 models. Quick-set is perfect for backyards, camping, or all-day sporting events with the whole team. Find your Quick-set by Clam online or at a supporting retailer near you.
Hand me the Frable there, Nathan. All right, buddy. Now, is this a critical part of the fight here?
Yeah,
Get that Frable out there. Get that Frable out there. Look at that walleye. Look at that walleye. Dave, holy moly.
Look at that,
folks,
John.
that is gorgeous. That is a big fish and a big old Frable.
And this is a real nice one, man.
Look at that muskellunge. Yes, in the Frable. That is gorgeous. I wish you had a bigger Frable, man. There, we got him. Oh, my gosh. Look at that fish, Dale. Oh my gosh, look at that bass. Folks, I love coming up north May and June. We did just what you said, multi-species, bass, walleyes, even a northern pike, and a lot of crappies. But you got any openings now the rest of the summer, or are you pretty full?
Well, we got a pretty good staff of people, John, so I mean, give a call and, you know, any one of us will get you out on the water and have a great day.
Well, I had a great 2 days. Thanks, buddy.
All right.
And folks, that is our show for today. Please join us next week. I don't know where we're going to fish yet. We'll find a place somewhere. Until then, I'm John Gillespie, hoping to see you enjoying John Gillespie's Waters and Woods.